Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. Today is Wednesday, people. It is Wednesday, May the 11th, 2022. So come on in the room, y'all. I see you, Camille Pleasant. Hello, good Camille Hopkins. Girl, if you don't change that name when you're on your YouTube, coming in from YouTube, she is hanging out with us from YouTube. Come on in the room, people. I want to see who's up in here this morning. Come on in. To all of you who are tuning in by audio, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I see you, Patricia Laus. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with us. We had an opportunity to get so many of your emails yesterday. So thank you. I see you, Cherie. Good morning. Listen, Cherie, nobody responded about coming for Juneteenth. So, we got to move on to the next thing. But that would have been so much fun if we would have been hanging out together. News in Motion and Power 52. What's up, Dr. Antoinette? You say, okay, look, red. It's time to wear red. It's time to wear red. This spring is popping time now, right? Girl, I see you're getting ready to walk. To get, you'll get the hood, right? Yeah, you're going to get the hood on Saturday. So we are so excited about that for you. I see you, Jeffrey Allen James. Good morning to you. Everyone who's coming in by audio. Again, I just want to say thank you. You all be hooking it up. I must tell you, you're hooking it up. You are sending some serious love, and I really do appreciate it. To the schools, thank you. Thank you. We're so excited that you are saying, okay, we can follow this. So I'm just excited, y'all, today. I see you, Adrian. I see you. Yeah, we need to find another opportunity, Cherie. We really do need to find another opportunity. And I see you, Shirley Nicholson. I see you. I see you, Marion Jackson. Look, if y'all see me sweating this morning, it's like 80 degrees outside. We went from 40 to 50, back to 30. Now it's like want to be all the way summertime without even giving us springtime. And we have a rule in our house that we're not going to put it on the air until Memorial Day. I don't think we're going to make it. It may come on today. I see you, Lori and Deborah and Ron Robinson. Thank you, Dr. Antoinette. She said, don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to share the video. All right, y'all, we got so much news. Go ahead, share it. Let people know. Come on up in here. See what we're doing. I see you, Pastor Alex. Good morning to you. Hey, y'all, my brother, Louis Pryor the third wanted me to give you all a message. He's rolling big time with the United States Postal Service. So he has to go through some training, some orientation. He's been there for years, but now, everyone suggested him for a new position. He bid on the position. He got the position. He said he will roll up in here when he can in the mornings, especially during the training time, but he hopes to come back with us soon. But he sent me a text. He said, hey, sis, tell everybody I said, what's up? So I'm letting y'all know. He said, what's up? What's up, Fred Jones? What's up to you? All right, y'all, we got a lot of news. We're going to have some fun. We got a lot of news, and I'm going to go back and pick up some stuff from yesterday. So if people have been tuning in and they thought that the information was good yesterday, come on in here. Oh, before I go. And Isaiah, get ready to put this link up there. Listen, I sent the document to everyone who's on Patreon. I sent that document. And I know there's others of you who have given and you had deleted your Patreon because we were making that transition. Well, you are owed the document too, but there's no way I'm going to remember who all of you are and your email. So what I need you to do is to send me an email if you have been a supporter financially with News in Motion. Send me an email and say, hey, sis, send me the document. Send that email to newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. Again, send that email to newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. I'm just going to say it again because I know Isaiah is looking for it. Send the email to newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. Boom, there it is. And he's also put it in the chat. He's on fire this morning. I love it. All right, y'all. So just send me that email saying, hey, sis, I sent money to make a difference, or I sent money to you through your Cash App. And I just want to alert you to please send me the document. I believe it's 5 pages, and we'll get that to you. So if you're on Patreon, you already received it. Everyone else, just let me know if you have been a financial contributor to News in Motion. All right, y'all, let's get this news started. All right, y'all. So let's get back to what we were talking about yesterday, because I was cramming as much information as I possibly could on yesterday. And I started off talking about the Indiana man charged with his wife's murder, and that he won sitting in prison. And I raised a question, and I wanted to get to the end of the information yesterday to come back to that person, and I never did. So good morning, Latrice Jones. So listen. I asked the question, why do y'all think he won? What is that? Well, research shows that more than likely he won because people go into the voting booths without doing their strategic vote, that's what I'm calling it, planning your strategic vote, but looking to see who's on the ballot, what's their information, what's their platform, what's their messaging, is their messaging clear? All of that information I gave y'all yesterday. And people will go in and say, I don't know who this is, but his name sounds good, so I'm going to just click that person. Believe it or not, study shows that people are doing that all the time. That's dangerous. That is something dangerous. You should not be doing that. It's better for you to leave it blank than to check that person. But even in leaving it blank, if there's only one name on that ballot, they're going to still get in. So know what it is and know who you are, who you're voting for. Have some sort of understanding. Y'all, this takes work. Good morning, Jacqueline and Hester. Y'all, this takes work. This takes work. It's not just as simple as going into vote anymore, because the politics have been heightened, y'all. Things are happening. I see you, Regina. So that's more than likely why he got in there, because people are like, I don't know who's on here. Or they do the down ballot. Y'all got a lot of pushback from that yesterday, but I don't care, because I believe in telling y'all the truth. And as we discussed here, I think it was the last week or the week before, people are changing parties every day just to get in, and then they'll flip back to their old party, or they'll vote accordingly once they get in the chambers. And I believe that we need to know the truth. So we're going to do this next week. I'm going to give you a little highlight if you choose to look at it yourself before next week. But there are 6 parties, 7 if you look at non-affiliation, which I was giving those to you, and those are on the handouts that I sent to those who are Patreon members or who have given financially to News in Motion. Y'all, there's the RNC. Now, also, they're known as the GOP. You can learn more about the RNC by going to www.gop.com. The RNC, www.gop.com. So that's there, and I believe it's also going to go in the chat. If you want to learn more about the Democratic Party, and I believe you should know this for yourselves, people, you can go to www.democrats.org. Again, that's www.democrats.org. There you can learn a lot of information about the Democrats that are in office and what they stand for and their platform. Again, Democrats is www.democrats.org. And all those links are in the banner thing, and I know Isaiah will be bringing those over. So www.democrats.org. That's the DNC. And I think it's going to come up on the screen as well, so y'all can see that on the screen. The next one is Independent Party. The Independent Party. The Independent Party is www.independent.americanparty.org. Again, that's www.independent.americanparty.org. Go there, learn all the information you need to know about them. Y'all, on there, they should give you their vision, their mission. They should let you know how many people are already aligned with their party. They should give you their platform, their messaging, and their talking points. The next one is the Green Party, y'all. It's the Green Party. Y'all, the Green Party doesn't get a lot of press, but they need to. The Green Party is www.gp.org, which stands for Green Party. www.gp.org. That's the information on the Green Party. Again, go learn, understand it for yourself. What's up, Kim Edmondson? Y'all, the next one is the Libertarian Party. And that website is www.lp.org. Again, Libertarian Party, www.lp.org. That's the Libertarian Party. Again, go there, see who they are, understand their platform, see the different people who have been leading that platform. And then finally, No Labels. No Labels is www.nolabels.org. Now, it's technically not a party, but it's someone you want to check out to see what they're talking about, and really look at their mission and vision. They are sending the message like it's time for us to use our voices and make a difference and put people in office that's going to actually serve their constituents and not line their parties. And then we don't have a link for this, but then you also have no affiliation. I have no affiliation whatsoever at all, which means then you can vote in certain elections, and you would just go in and you would have to hear me, y'all. There's some that you have to give either a Democrat or Republican when they ask you what ticket you want. Now, I believe, and I'm this radical, I believe it's time for us to write legislation. I might be up to doing this, to write legislation to say enough of that. Give us that ticket that say I'm independent, which has both parties on it or all the names on it, so then I can identify who I want to choose. On my wall, last Tuesday or 2 Tuesdays ago, the primary here in Ohio, there was a sign when we walked in the door that said, "This is a partisan election." What? So you're forcing me to ask you for a particular ticket. And I think it's time for us to roll up and say enough is enough with that. So I wanted to make sure I got that information out to you and to give you a word of encouragement to know the candidates that you're supporting. Know about them, do the research, find out as much as you can about these individual people. It is that vital today. So here we have a man on death row who murdered his wife on the ballot for the midterm elections in Indiana. There's something wrong with that. And I believe it was Ron Robinson that said it yesterday. He shouldn't even be able to be on the ballot. I absolutely agree, which means there needs to be legislation for that as well. And it could be some legislation out there for certain states. Kim Edmonds says, yeah, that happened to someone I know that wanted to vote independent and couldn't last week. Yeah, it's sad. It is absolutely ridiculous. And we need to turn that over. We need to say enough of that, enough of that. All right, y'all, firearms. Talking about voting, y'all, this is on the ballot. Firearms, y'all, gun violence. Gun violence. There's a grid. I want y'all to take a moment and look at that grid. Isaiah's going to leave it up there for a few moments. I want y'all to look at that grid. Now, this image is credited as CDC Vital Signs, May 2022. Y'all, the CDC tweeted yesterday, the firearms homicide rate in 2020 was the highest recorded in over 25 years, and the firearm suicide rate stayed high. Y'all, look at that chart. Isaiah, do you mind putting that back up again for just a moment? Y'all, look at that. Look at that. It's just increasing. The firearm homicide rate, the firearm suicide rate. Look at that number. Thank you, Isaiah. Look at that number, y'all. So there's a surge. There's a surge in gun violence across the United States in 2020, pushed the firearm homicide rate that year to its highest level in a quarter century, the CDC reported on Tuesday. Now, y'all, if you want to learn more on how to prevent firearm injuries and deaths, the link is up on the screen, and I believe he's going to also move it to the chat. You visit www.cdc.gov/vital signs /firearms deaths /index.html. I know y'all like, what? And those of you who are driving, just go to our News in Motion Facebook page or our YouTube page or LinkedIn page, and you will see this information. Y'all, according to the Washington Post, young people, males, and the Black community have the highest firearm homicide rates. In a separate report that was released last month, the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Violence Solution similarly documented a nationwide spike in the firearm homicide rate in 2020, calling it the largest one-year increase in modern history. So why am I saying this is on the ballot? It's on the ballot because more and more states are now having those stand your ground states. I know in Ohio, I'm like, my word, is everybody shooting everybody in Ohio? It's like, is it safe to even go out because everybody and anybody has a firearm? Was that the best thing? Was that the best thing? It's just shooting up, it's going up higher and higher all the time. So y'all, gun violence, firearms are on the ballot. You may not see it as the word firearm, but you see it when you're looking at the candidates that you may or may not vote for. So have an understanding, do the vetting, do the research, check it out, y'all. Check it out. Now, talking about what's on the ballot, ever since the opinion draft has been leaked from the United States Supreme Court of the United States, many companies, there's been some firms, I believe I reported this last week, there's been some firms telling companies, don't talk about it, don't lay in on that, don't say anything about that. And companies are like, forget you, because I'm coming out with everything I have. So companies are saying they will pay for travel. Yeah. Here's a growing list of companies covering abortion travel costs for employees if they need to travel to another state or out of the country. Amazon was the first one who rolled up and said, we here for it. We're going to make sure we pay for this. Levi Strauss and Company is another one. Citigroup, Lyft, Salesforce, Yelp. Microsoft signed on yesterday. Apple, and y'all, guess who else? Tesla. Man, we will never know where Elon Musk stands when it comes to politics. We just don't know. So they signed on as well. And the list is continuing to grow. And it's very interesting. You have to begin to ask yourself, where is this coming from? And why is this happening? I think people, now this is just me, my opinion. I believe people are just tired. They're done. They're like, we want you to focus on education, on healthcare, on Black Lives Matter, on immigration, on jobs, on inflation, on foreign policy. Forget all the other stuff. Let's get to what really matters. And I think people are tired. I believe we're going to see more and more people turn independent, Green Party, and Libertarian, because I think they're done with the two, what we call major parties. I was having a conversation with someone on yesterday, and in the conversation, we were talking about, we think people are afraid to come out and say they're not one or the other, that they are independent. And for me, I am leaning more and more towards, y'all know I've been saying y'all from the beginning, I'm really moderate. I'm really moderate. And more, I've been looking at this saying, we need to bring about unity. And what does that look like? And my hope is that the book, People, Politics, and Prayer, will help define and get people to read that, to see the importance of becoming someone who's using their voice based upon their morals, their values, and they're going to be breaking ranks with the norm. And that is always difficult to do that, to break the ranks with the norm. Y'all are saying, oh my, Kim says, wow, abortion travel. Good morning, Stephanie. Marion Jackson saying, absolutely. Patricia Lau saying, oh my. That's what's happening. Again, the list, it came up with Amazon first, Levi Strauss and Company, Citigroup, Lyft, Salesforce, Yelp, Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla. Talking about Tesla. Well, now you know. Associated Press is reporting that Elon Musk said on yesterday that he would reverse its ban of the former guy on his social media company, if he purchases it, if the purchase go completely through, signaling just how much platform could become, meaning he's going to let the former guy back on Twitter. Yeah. He believes that the platform could become the #1 platform for free speech under his ownership. Speaking virtually at an auto conference, the Tesla CEO Elon Musk said in a tweet on Tuesday's ban of Trump following the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol was morally bad decision. Those are his words. That's his quote. The quote says morally bad decision. And his second quote says foolish in the extreme. All right. He goes on to say in a quote, I think that was a mistake because it alienated a large part of the country and did not ultimately result in Donald Trump not having a voice. I'm using his name because it's in the direct quote. He goes on and add that he preferred temporary suspensions and other narrowly tailored punishments for content that is illegal or otherwise destructive to the world. Yeah, okay. Now we know where you stand. Yeah. Now, here's what was shocking to me, and this was a shock to me. Twitter's co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey voiced his agreement in Elon Musk's tweet, and he agreed yesterday by saying, and I quote, "Generally permanent bans are a failure of ours and don't work." Yeah, they do work, Jack Dorsey, because Twitter's been very quiet. Now, there's been some back and forth. There's been some highlights. Steve Schmidt is still going, y'all, on Twitter. If you do not follow Steve Schmidt, he was a former GOP pundit, analyst, strategist. He's now, I believe he's a part of the Lincoln Project, but he is telling it all. And he says, no book, no money, just truth. He's given everything from his perspective, his truth. He was a volunteer for the former, now late Senator John McCain at the end of his presidential campaign as his campaign manager. He was a part of the whole vetting process with Sarah Palin, former Governor Sarah Palin, and he's letting it rip. He's still going. He's still going. So, now, for everyone who heard me yesterday talk about the internet, see if you're eligible. See if you're eligible. The White House is reporting President Biden says in the 21st century, high-speed internet is not a luxury, it's a necessity. That's why, as of this past Monday, the cost of internet is fully covered for millions of eligible families. When I said fully covered, y'all all went like this, didn't y'all? Y'all got so excited. It may not include you. Find out if you're on the list, and I believe Isaiah has a banner for that. Go to www.getinternet.gov. Again, that's www.getinternet.gov. You go in, you fill out information to see if you're eligible to get this fully covered internet, high-speed internet at that. Oh, the queen. Yeah, y'all. The queen, y'all. Associated Press is reporting for the first time in 6 decades, Queen Elizabeth II did not attend the opening of Parliament yesterday due to episodic mobility problems. Y'all, instead, the 96-year-old queen invoked the Regency Act, which allowed her son, Prince Charles, to stand in for the first time to outline the UK government's upcoming legislation. Y'all, the Queen's speech is traditionally read by the reigning monarch, marking the beginning of the parliamentary season. Y'all, let's pray for the Queen. Y'all know I like the Queen. You know, I do. So let's pray for her. Again, she is dealing with episodic mobility problems. But y'all, she is 96 and she's been kicking butt and taking names for a long time. All right, y'all, we got a real quick insert with an update of what's happening in sports with Game Over with Kenny. Come on in, Kenny. Let us know what's going on with sports. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing, NewsInMotion family? Hey, it was a good night last night. It was a good night last night in the NBA. It was a sleeper night. What I mean by sleeper night, both games ended in blowouts. My goodness, you can go to bed early last night because the starters sure did. The Philadelphia 76ers, my Philadelphia 76ers, they act like they couldn't play last night. They got blew out by the Miami Heat by 35 points. The game score was 120 to 85. My gosh, what happened to y'all? I thought y'all was ready to do something. I guess everybody didn't nobody want to show up and go to work last night. Game 2 was also a sleeper. The starters was on the bench by the end of the third quarter. As the Phoenix Suns, they beat the brakes off of daggone the Dallas Mavericks. They won their game by 30 points. It was 110 to 80. My gosh, you guys are supposed to be professional. What happened? Couldn't hit the side of a wall, standing next to it. It was horrible last night. Nobody could score a basket. I can't wait to see what happens tonight. I hope the refs just don't get in the way. Because this Milwaukee Bucks Boston series, oh my goodness, these boys are balling. I mean, I can't believe how good they're balling. I want to see what's going to happen with them. Please, refs, don't get in the way. Let these guys ball out. The second game, Golden State is going to try to close out their series with the Memphis Grizzlies. It looks like they might be able to do it. The Grizzlies starting point guard, Ja Morant, is very doubtful to be playing for the rest of the playoffs. He has a bone bruise on his knee. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that. In the NHL, hockey news, Boston Bruins took a 3-2 series lead as they beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-1. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3. The Blues beat the Wild 5-2, and the LA Kings beat the Edmonton Oilers 5-4. I kind of broke the news on Monday about the honor student athlete. Her name is Aaliyah Perry. This is a hard thing to look up. It's like they're trying to hide the news. I don't want nobody to know about it. I think they're in trouble. They're trying to hide the news. I've been trying to look it up, getting all the information I can. But what happened, like I said Monday, it was 2 seniors who are considered bullies in the school was trying to bully her. She defended herself. One of the seniors pushed her. She pushed back. It's supposed to be a videotape that shows the whole incident. But the only thing that came out on the videotape is the retaliation that Aaliyah did when she defended herself by pushing the girl back. It's kind of sneaky. It's kind of funny to me. The question that comes to me is, where's the rest of the tape? Because somehow you see it's glitching. And does the parent of the senior bully has something to do with it? Because her mother is a high up on the school board or the school that she's affiliated with. It's kind of sneaky to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of the tape. It's like everybody else wants to know what happened to the rest of the tape. That's news. That's sports. Game over. Back to Gail for more news.
It's like, we're going to need to do a hashtag, show us the whole tape.
Show the whole tape.
Show us the whole tape.
We want to see the whole tape because
we want to see the whole thing. Y'all, Latrice Jones said every time Kenny says beat the brakes off, she giggles. We love it. We love you, Kenny. Thanks so much.
Love
and I'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday.
All right, y'all. Y'all, in Apple News, direct from their newsroom, on Tuesday, Apple announced that the iPod Touch, the last remaining iPod, would only be available while supply lasts, making the end of a 20-year era for the dedicated portable music player. Y'all, since its introduction over 20 years ago, the iPod has captivated users all over the world who love the ability to take their music with them on the go. Doesn't the iPhone do that too? Okay, whatever. Today, the experience of taking one's music library out into the world has been integrated across Apple products line, from iPhone to Apple Watch, iPad, what I'm reading from, the Mac, what I have over here, along with the access to more than 90 million songs and over 30,000 playlists available via Apple Music. Y'all, Apple, hands up. Samsung, go somewhere, get out of here. No way. Droid, whatever you have it. It's called the iPhone. It's called Apple products. And no, I'm not getting paid for that. I just love their products. All right, y'all, The Verge is reporting. Y'all better get ready for this one. Netflix informs employees that ad-supported content may arrive by the end of 2022. Listen here, Netflix. As long as I don't have to watch a movie and you throw in an ad. Now, then they're looking at the different brackets. They're looking at the monthly fees of the different brackets. Listen, Netflix. Don't interrupt my movie. I'll go somewhere else. I'm telling you now, you may not keep people. You may lose people. Yes, that's right, Latrice Jones, Team iPhone. So, y'all, that's what's happening with Netflix. Y'all, as we continue to really rev up during this time of going into the midterms, again, right here, we're going to be giving you detailed information. We have several invitations out to have different candidates and so forth come. If you have a connection with the candidate, please send us an email introduction so that we can get them on this show to talk about their platform, their messaging, and what is happening. We really do want to hear from all of them. Along with that, we want to once again ask you to go to our merch store. And I think we have a link for that. I believe it's NIMmerch.store. I think that's right. Go there. Anything that's dealing with people, prayer, or politics, anything that has to do with advocacy, all profit from that will go to allow News in Motion to do what we do. Now, I don't do this often, and no, I will not beg you, but y'all, for us to continue to hit the ground running and to deliver some of the content like what I delivered on yesterday, we need people to sow into this. If you're looking to become tax receipt, let us know. And there's also a page on the News in Motion. There's a thread on the News in Motion page on where you can send a check. And I know you're like, check? Who does checks? Well, as soon as I get the Cash App, and Kim Edmondson may have this and she can put it in there, the Cash App for Make a Difference. That again, they are our fiduciary agents. If you want a tax receipt, you can Cash App and put in the memo section of that. Just put in the memo section of that. That is going to News in Motion. They will then send us that information and make sure you get a tax receipt. Y'all, there's a lot we want to do. There is a lot we want to do. And we can only do that with you as our sponsors and supporters. We do not want to go to corporate sponsors. And the reason why, because they have rules that they want us to follow. And their rules line up with their political affiliation. And we cannot do that. I'm not willing to do that. Well, we could, but I'm not willing to do that because I always want to bring you facts. So consider becoming a Patreon member. That's under the Gail Dudley brand, but it's still News in Motion is a part of the Gail Dudley brand. The Patreon is patreon.com/Gail Dudley. Again, that's patreon.com/Gail Dudley. So now it's time for the inspirational message. As long as I have breath. Yeah, y'all, Psalms 116 verse 2 out of the English Standard Version says this: because he inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call on him as long as I live. Y'all see where I got that from? As long as I have breath. Again, that scripture says, because he inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call on him as long as I live. As long as I have breath, I'm going to call on him. As long as I have breath, when I hear his voice, I'm going to recite and repeat what God is calling me to recite and repeat. As long as I have breath, I'm going to praise the name of the Lord because that's who I follow. That's what I believe in. As long as I have breath. I want you to think about that title just for a moment and ask yourself this question. As long as I have breath, what do I need to say? Who do I need to say it to? And why do I need to say it? I'll say that again. What do I need to say? Who do I need to say that to? And why do I need to say it? Y'all, we're getting into a season of a division that's been magnified over the last 6 years and is continuing to grow. Actually, probably the last 12 to 14 years. And it's continuously growing when it comes to partisan politics. And I think, and this is my opinion, I believe those of us who have a stake in what it is that's happening, we need to rise up and use our voices. as long as I have breath. I'm going to give y'all a transparent moment. And I'll be out of here in a second. I'm going to give y'all a transparent moment. There has been times that because of fear, we all have it, right? To some degree, because of fear, I didn't go as far as I wanted to go right here on the broadcast because it's like, who am I going to lose? Well, God showed me I can lose the entire viewership. My responsibility is to do what He has called me to do. And if y'all noticed on yesterday, I introduced the Independent Party more so, the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, and the no affiliation, no labels. I did that because that's what I believe. I've never been afraid to tell y'all that I've been moderate. And yes, there are times that I will lean left, but there are times I can cross over to my right as well, depending upon the candidates. It's not acceptable, if you will, here in the United States. They want you to choose between two. Well, I choose the only one that matters. And the only one that matters is that of Jesus Christ in my life. He's the only one that matters. And I've decided that I'd rather be obedient. Yeah, I'd rather be obedient because obedience is better than sacrifice. So as long as I have breath in my remaining days, my goal is to create bipartisanship. My goal is to create unity. My goal is to teach people how to do their own research so that they then can make a decision on who they're going to vote for. Now, with that being said, so there's no contradiction here. There are times where when you sit back and look at the landscape, you have to say, this over here is better, and here's my reasons why. Don't think that you can't do that, because you can. I do that. I did that during the primary. I took a step back and looked at the landscape. I said, okay, I know what they're bringing. I know what this person's bringing. I know where they're going, but what is it going to look like? Because ultimately, when they get into Washington, D.C., that's going to be the final vote. What do I want? I want human rights. So where is that best going to fall when it comes to human rights? What is it? I want there to be immigration legislation. How is that going to fall? What's going to happen? I want there to be a serious foreign policy. I want us to help countries like the Ukrainians, like the Ukraine, and help the Ukrainians. Yeah. So I'm weighing all of that. I'm looking at healthcare. I'm looking at the disparities. I'm looking at those who are marginalized when it comes to voting. I want voter rights. Where am I going to get that? With the landscape that we have right here. I'm only going to get it in one place. So that's where you vote. But it goes from the grid that I shared with all of you on yesterday. The questions you have to ask yourself, the questions you need to look and research the candidates that are out there as long as I have breath. Yes, Cherie, I'm playing chess. Y'all, it takes work. It takes work to do what this is. It takes work. I was transparent with y'all yesterday talking about, I'll be looking at my family like, what is wrong with y'all? Did y'all read the information? And I know I get on their nerves. I know. I was calling my family during primary. Did you vote yet today? Girl, I'm going to get out there before. No, I need you to go right now. What you doing right now? I need you to go right now. Well, girl, how did you vote? I'm going to ballotpedia.org and pull out your simple ballot. Do your research. You cannot wait till the day of. What's the woman say on Instagram? I can't think of her name. But what she say? Y'all going to get sick? Y'all going to be sick of me? Y'all going to be sick of me. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You about to be sick of me. But I'm here to really empower you, to equip you, to help you, to give you voter education. Not saying that you don't have it, but that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Joy says, thank you. We are called by Christ to be advocates for those less fortunate despite our political leaning. Social justice, yes, absolutely, 100%. 100%. I'm sitting back, y'all. And people are now saying that Steve Schmidt on Twitter has gone rogue. No, he hasn't. He hasn't gone rogue. I even said that the other day. I've been going back reading this week because he ain't deleting. He's not deleting anything. I'm going back reading his tweets. He is being very strategic with what he's saying, how he's saying, and trust me, that man's probably lost about 100 pounds because he's letting that off. He's getting that out of there. And y'all, please know I never give people permission to post anything like that unless I've asked them. And I'm sure Isaiah's getting ready to get that one out of there. But y'all, as long as I have breath, as long as you have breath, we have a responsibility to do and to speak life to other people, not death. All right, y'all, Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow. I am Gail Dudley, your host of News in Motion. Thank you for tuning in. Until tomorrow, y'all, stay well. Numbers are rising. Stay well. And remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.